current day. Tracks and points, but the cars are not. They're from 1998, when the racing was heavy and hard. Everyone had tobacco sponsors, and no one drove high to ride the rail. Back when it was all about raising hell, turning left and praising Dale. The classic racing style brought to you good as new. You'll see drivers you remember that you love, and some that you love to hate. See, I was found gaming racing series NASCAR Heat 5 in 1998.
All right, we are back. NASCAR Heat 5 1998 mod, Sterling Marlin. This will be race number 12. After last week's schedule snafu, where we went to Dover instead of coming to Texas, we're gonna rectify that, and we're gonna race at Texas this week. And I don't feel good about this. You can take a look up there. Practice 35.7, and then I actually ran my fastest lap in qualifying, and I still qualified 20th. So we got our hands full. Let's take a look at where we stand in the points and our stats for the season. Right there, you can see it. But we finished 8th last week, 8th or 9th, and we still lost ground on the top 2. So gonna take a couple good runs here. We've run top 20 in every race but one, but this one kind of scares me. But, I kind of said that about Homestead, and we went out there and won that one pretty easily. But we just, the speed's not here for sure. If I knew how to, get faster, I would do that. Texas is a huge, wide track. You could fit 4 or 5 cars wide around it in the corners. We're barely letting off the gas. We're not going to hit the brakes here once. So we're kind of just lightly letting off the gas, sailing off into the corner. This race, if we can do well, is going to come down to one thing, and it's steering wheel control and making sure that we just kind of keep the wheel straight going through the corner. I'm going to work on getting something that shows the throttle pressure and brake pressure, whenever I'm tapping on each one, and then whenever, how far I'm turning the wheel. They have it for iRacing, but I haven't seen it for NASCAR Heat 5. So Logitech has it on its own, but I would have to create a custom background so it wouldn't take up. But anyways, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to try and get the steering wheel and brake and gas stuff for you. But starting 20th today. I don't feel good about it. The speed just was not there in practice. We'll see what happens. We're still in the chase after this one. Jeff Green just doesn't look like themselves as you're running up front. Ernie Irvin wins the pole. And Jeremy Mayfield failed optical scanning station multiple times. He'll start at the back. He's had a rough season as well, him and Jeff Green. We'll start next to Ward Burton, who's in the chase. And we'll see if we can fight our way to the front. If there's a caution, we might experiment and come in for tires. I know I say that pretty often, but with us not having the speed here that we've had in other racetracks, might be in the cards for us here. Johnny Benson down low. We've had our share of run-ins with him, and already through turns 1 and 2, the wheel giving us problems. Look at him fan out. That's kind of awesome, just all the different lines people are running. Ward Burton, though, looks like he's pretty fast. We'll follow him up through the field. Look at that mess up there at the front. He cut right across the front of the car there.
Careful, still there.
I feel like it jinxes it each week whenever I say this, but again, the crux of this video series is I try to race as clean as possible. and not wreck my fellow competitors, as boring as that might make it at times. And of course, we haven't been able to do that all season, as I've had a few wrecks this year, including last week, which kind of led us to the finish that we wound up with. Oh boy, oh boy. That's not where I wanted to wind up there.
Stay high, stay high.
Oh, I run the race clean.
Alright, clear up. Wow, that's fast.
That literally was slower than the previous lap, sir. Jeff Gordon out front. He has a win already this year. Rick Mast, you crazy. Rick Mast missing the race last week and now pushing me around the track here in 12th. Well, you can hear it. I don't know if you can hear that on my microphone, the biting back the wheels doing on me.
That was a better lap.
Yeah, that's one of our fastest laps yet there.
Careful, still there. Hold your line, got one outside. You got room, you're clear there.
Pretty boring race out here for us so far. I'm fine with that. I'll take boring after last week, but still don't quite feel like we have the lay of this racetrack. Let's take a look at tire wear. You can see kind of the right front starting to give in a little bit there. It's really digging into the track, trying to keep grip for us.
Got a car coming inside now. Alright, you're clear. Inside, inside. Still there? All clear.
Top 10, I guess. But it certainly seems like Bill Elliott is coming. Just got the tires off the track, just a smidge there, and made us a little loose coming off of 4.
You got one down low now. You're all clear on the bottom.
We're running 34s, which is pretty fast for us so far here. And it seems as though Bill Elliott is having no problem going around us here. And you see that right front just going away a little quicker and quicker. And again, I think we're catching Ernie Irvin, but Bill Elliott just kind of driving off. Ooh, boy, oh boy.
Car high, careful there. You're all clear up top. Coming to the cross flag. Halfway, this time by.
back into the top 10. We just kind of continue to flirt with Mark Martin, Ernie Irvan, and Bill Elliott back here. A caution right now would really kind of throw a spanner in the works, though. As long as we're not the caution. I rode that gas pedal through that corner hard. Seems like we were just kind of destined to run around here in 10th place all day.
Tower is called a caution.
I think we'll pit. I think we'll pit and just see what happens.
All right, man. You're coming to the green. Be ready here. Green flag, green flag. Outside. White flag. Next time back. Careful, still there. Clear high, clear high.
That corner did not help
Stay low,
us.
stay low. Clear high, bud. Clear high, bud. All right, you're clear. One more to go. You got room. You're clear. All right, you're clear.
We are turning hard to the left.
All right, clear low.
Oh, man. First time this season, we're going to be right there in that no man's zone. Between 20 and 30. Breaks our streak of consecutive top 20 finishes. We'll take home 24th today.
There's one piece, and that's what counts.
You know, it's one of those things where it said that there were 6 laps left. And when the caution came out, and it doesn't tell you how many caution laps there are going to be. So, you know, 2 laps, and yeah, that was not a great finish for us. Fastest lap by Jeff Gordon. He'll get a bonus point for that. Most laps led by Jeff Gordon. He'll get a bonus point for that. Let's see who came through the field the most. On the move, Jeremy Mayfield started 40th, finished 16th. Good day for him. And who lost the most? John Andretti from 11th to 27th. So we'll take a break. Take a look at the finish order. Come back with the advanced point standings. Disappointing 24th place finish, but when the caution came out, we had to do something there. We weren't going to run around in 10th place, so we had a chance to get passed by a lot of people. So yeah, we'll take a break, come back with the point standings, and we'll see you then. All right, let's take a look at Texas results here. Jeff Gordon going to bring home the win, as well as the fastest lap and most laps led. That's a 42-point day for Mr. Gordon. Ken Schrader, Mike Skinner, second and third. They get their best finishes of the season. Dale Earnhardt in fourth. And then it's kind of just your usual suspects, honestly, through here. You got Earnhardt, Terry Labonte, Bobby Hamilton, who's in the chase, Bill Elliott, who's been hot lately, Dale Jarrett, Mark Martin, Ernie Irvan, Rusty Wallace, Rick Mass, 13th. Dave Marcus, his best finish of the season in 14th. Ricky Craven back to his consistent ways right there in 15th. Jeremy Mayfield, his best run in 16th. Ricky Rudd, Ward Burton, Kenny Wallace, Jeff Burton falling down a bit to 20th. Jeff Bodine, Michael Waltrip, Kyle Petty. And then there we are, 24th place around Kyle Petty, Robbie Gordon, Joe Nemechek, and John Andretti. Johnny Benson, kind of a guy taking a big hit this week, finishing 31st. So he'll get a few points, but kind of just pretty chalk aside from Schrader, Skinner, and maybe Dave Marcus. But Johnny Benson, kind of just people finish where they are in the standings. And speaking of those point standings, let's go ahead and take a look at them. Bobby Labonte still comfortably out in front with his 6th place finish. 387 points right now. Terry Labonte in 2nd. We dropped down to 5th at 321, just ahead of Ernie Irvin with our 24th place finish. Johnny Benson right on the chase cutoff line. Him, Rick, right here, and kind of Rick Mast, Ricky Craven, Johnny Benson, 5 points separate him down to Schrader and Michael Waltrip and Ricky Rudd. Mike Skinner there as well, 213. Jeff Bodine not out of it either. And we kind of see, like, if you can get a 2nd or a 3rd place run and score big points and one of these guys finish in the 30s, like, it can be a huge flip to that. So that was that could be big. Chad Little and Morgan Shepherd, the guys who did not qualify for this week's race. The expanded stats show that Jeff Gordon has his 3rd win of the season, leads the series in top 5s with 8. And, of course, these 2 finishes outside the top 30 hurt him. He gets his 2nd fastest lap and 2nd most laps led. Take a look at these average finish position out here, and it kind of obviously going to run consistent with the point standings. But Gordon, 9.75. Bobby Labonte, pretty much a 7th place finish, him and his brother Terry, in every race this season. That's kind of crazy. So we're finished right around 11th, and today was kind of a, it was not a great race for us. And like I said in the pre-race, we were slow. I felt like we were slow. I think if we had more laps after the caution instead of just the 2. And, we ran into the back of John Andretti, and that kind of slowed us down, and ran into the back of Robbie Gordon trying to go around him. So I think there are things we could have done different. But, this was a tough place to pit and take tires and try. Honestly, I don't regret pitting. I just kind of wish we had more laps. We need to kind of make sure that we're cognizant of how many laps are left in the race. If you go back and look, when the caution comes out, it says there are 6 laps left. So to have 4 laps of caution, I guess that's not something we really pay much attention to, but we might have to in the future. So, yeah, still not too terribly upset. 5th place in points, and we feel, pretty good about being there. I'm kind of surprised we only have 1 win at this point, but that's kind of that is what it is, So we'll take that for what it's worth, and it kind of gets us in the chase, so I'm all right with that. Again, I didn't look up next week's race, but we're going to go to my home track. We're going to go to Kansas next week, and that'll be next Wednesday here. We'll be at my home track, Kansas. We'll see if we can turn it around after a disappointing finish this week. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, do whatever you want. Just enjoy your YouTube experience, and we'll see you next Wednesday for the NASCAR Heat 5 1998 mod. Thanks for watching.